There's also the very obvious now. I mean, not so much in the beginning of Star Wars. I mean, they put one of their, what they think is going to be one of their biggest sellers right in front of the screen. Mm-hmm. I mean, Chewbacca look like, man, move.
Buy me.
That's what it's looking like. You know you want this shit. Yeah, people, let's go ahead and get into Trailer Tuesday right now, because I don't want to waste any more time with this. A lot of people have already been out there talking about that Star Wars. They finally dropped what they say is going to be that last trailer. And you know what I like about this trailer? First of all, before we even talk about Star Wars or the trailer itself, let's just talk about Disney. Boy, that mouse loves to fuck with DC. That mouse just loves to fuck with Warner Brothers. Disney just waits, hiding in a bush for DC to drop something. Because DC, you know, they dropped that Justice League just a few days ago. Yeah. And you know, before they did, they were careful. Like,
nothing's going on.
DC came out. DC came out, and when Justice League came out, looked around and said, "Marvel anywhere? I don't see nobody. I guess we good then." Star Wars. Boom! Shit! God damn it!
That's a nice trailer you got there.
Nice trailer, bitch. What else you got? Oh, motherfucker, show you how it's done.
Let me steal your shine real quick.
And the galaxy fall up your ass right now. That, you know, look, I even like the way Ben Affleck, like, Jesus, we can't have shit. God damn.
That's like right before they started filming. God damn it.
Yeah, man. You can't tell me that Disney just wasn't sitting back and just waiting for DC to do something. To come up there and just give DC a wedgie.
They do have a track record, man.
Should we give them a week?
No.
Nah.
4 days.
Love fucking with DC and Warner Brothers, man. And now they dropped the Star Wars trailer, The Last Jedi, hanging out with that last knight from the Transformers. It ain't gonna be the last one.
Oh, Anthony Hopkins.
Whenever these franchises, I just stop even putting last in your vocabulary.
Please.
Because we know it ain't gonna be the case. In fact, people are going to make sure that this franchise is gonna continue because everybody's losing their mind over the Last Jedi trailer. And I've had already people emailing me today talking about, man, I wasn't even into Star Wars, but this shit, oh my God. Ada Alvarez says, hey, DT Crew, I just want to say that I am not a Star Wars fan. Out of all 7 films, I only love 3. However, the trailer for episode 8, oh my God, I ain't gonna lie, I loved it. It made me want to pre-order my ticket now. It was clean and stunning, unlike the video game looking trailer for Justice League. Hey, she said it, not me. This time.
It is.
That's how you felt.
It is kind of true, though.
But
Yes, it is. It looked like our New York video.
But I didn't say it. But she says, love the show and can't wait to see you in New York. Stay toasted. I've already had people.
I don't have a ticket, but hopefully you guys let me in.
Yeah. And now we have a lot of people even coming to me and messaging me, talking about texting me, bruh, Star Wars trailer. I even had somebody say, oh man, I can't wait to watch tonight and hear that. Shit. I know you got to say it, Corey. Well, you know what? I've been known to surprise a few people. Will we get a shit moment? Or are we going to get a shit? I don't know. Let's take.
Or you may get a.
Well, Martin, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer that everybody's talking about. Everybody has seen, but as you know, there's not a final word on this until we give it to you. This is The Last Jedi.
It'll light the fire. It'll burn the First Order down. Come on!
Sure. I mean, I want to be as excited as anybody else about this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to come in and be get off my lawn, old man, or y'all don't know Star Wars like I remember Star Wars, but you don't. The thing with this is that I'm excited about it as much as I would be for any, especially a franchise that needed to be rebooted, something that needed to be brought back to life. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this and get it back on track, as they've been doing in many ways. But I have to tell you that the familiar is really kicking in.
The what is?
The familiar. The familiar is kicking in with the Star Wars franchise now. And understand that when I say that it's kicking in in many, many areas for me. It's not bad, but Star Wars has been a part of my life ever since I was a kid. Now, some people are born right into Star Wars. I was about, I think, 6 years old when the first Star Wars came out. So practically, this is something that has been a part of my whole life. And so I've been able to see, what Star Wars was back then and what Star Wars is today. And again, you got to understand that that's just me, and I'm not trying to take away anybody else's excitement, because if you didn't grow up with Star Wars and you've grown up with a different version of it or a different experience, then you're probably way more excited about it than I am. But when I was coming up with Star Wars, and Martin, at the same time you were too, you're a little bit older than me, but you still know what it's like when Star Wars was the only thing of its kind out there. Back in the day when Star Wars came out, New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and even up to Return of the Jedi, it wasn't a whole lot of things out there, and it was a whole experience. Like the movies would come out, the merchandising would be, even if it got on your nerve, there was nothing like it. And then you would also have all these specials showing you how the special effects were done.
Sure.
And they would show you like and we're talking about practical effects,
right?
Like stuff. That's what made Lucasfilm so special. Things that no one else was doing like they were. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you agree with me, being that you were closer to my age coming up with this, or if you see something different.
No, it totally was that. And then I really fell off during that 10-year period where people kept saying, George Lucas said he's going to make another one.
Yeah.
Well, is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it?
Yeah, exactly.
And I that was one of the few times where the fandom turned me off to the thing, because I got sick of them. And then finally, when the prequels came out and they were dog shit, I was I almost felt kind of relieved. Like, okay, well, good. I had the three movies I loved, and we can just let this go. And that just didn't happen. And then I've been liking these lately, and sure, they have been retreads. No doubt about that. But it's been fun to revisit that universe with the newer effects and all, and just bringing in extra characters. So that's kind of where I am with it.
Man, there's so many things. Not only that, I've grown up with Star Wars being a different thing, but also Star Wars is just competing with a lot of other things now in the industry, in a world where you have universes, franchises, series.
Got the dark universe.
Yeah, man. All that. It's all in here too. No, when you got all those things going on, I find myself liking things better in there. I like some of the characters better in there. And at worst, some of these things are just the CG effects just don't stand out from one thing to another. And so it's just hard for me to look at Star Wars today and say, man, this is something that's really as special as it used to be, or I don't feel that anymore. These things are just recycling over. They do that with all these franchises. Everybody has a blueprint, but Star Wars is one where it's starting to repeat the same thing almost shot for shot for some movies. Yeah. The big joke, and I don't mean to jump on this, but the proof is here. The big joke is that you have the Force Awakens. And The Force Awakens, they said, is just a remake of A New Hope. Star Wars 1. Now people say, and I guess, Last Jedi is just going to be a remake of The Empire Strikes Back. Ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, well, kind of. If you really go through.
Someone's being tempted by the dark side.
Yeah, well, let's just take certain shots and look at them. I mean, again, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but there's definitely, at least as far as the trailer goes, I'm not speaking about the whole movie, but at least as far as the trailer goes, you are getting some very familiar setups from some very familiar story arcs, some very familiar shots. They had that shot in there with the AT-ATs, and you can see it over here where they have that shot right there, and then you have the one on the other side. I mean, they're almost kind of the same thing that's going on, and let's not forget that in Empire Strikes Back, they introduced those AT-ATs, and now we're kind of reintroducing them, at least in this story arc, in this second one.
Yeah, and we had them in Rogue One as well, so that's not really a big surprise here. Like we saw them in Rogue One, they're like, "Oh shit, they're back!" They're like, "All right, these motherfuckers is here. Let's get."
Yeah, but in here, it look like they're about to have a gang fight right now.
when you're a Jedi, you're a Jedi all the way.
I one of them AT-ATs got a knife in his head. Come here, motherfucker! But what were you gonna say?
It's a very majestic shot. Normally, I'm like, AT-ATs, whatever. But the way that look right there, I was like, okay, I really dig that. Just even as a postcard by itself, that speaks to me.
Yeah, but it's you can't help but see the similarities.
Well, yeah, when you put it like that.
Well, yeah.
when you show it how it is.
Yeah, I'll set them side by side. When you look at certain things like, again, we got an emperor that's trying to pimp out a new Jedi, the most powerful Jedi. We got the same thing. You see what I'm saying? We're getting just kind of certain feelings. I mean, even right down to some iconic moments like, Luke, I'm your father. Come to the dark side. Kylo Ren, at least from what they're showing in the trailer, what they're trying to present is, hey, little sister, come on over to the dark side over here. Get with me.
The galaxy is father and son.
To the hand that's out there. I mean, I'm not trying to pick on this movie. I'm not even saying that these are bad things, but there are echoes of Empire Strikes Back in there. There's even moments in there where when you know what, it's funny, I picked this clip up because when I was looking at this, I was looking, what's fucked up about Empire Strikes, Return the Jedi. That part where Darth Vader picks up the Emperor and throws him down.
Just chucks him.
And chucks his head, but the end of it's kind of fucked up. Lucas like, you could have done this shit the whole time.
Yeah. I like
fuck, man.
That's all it took. I picked up the guy and threw him down like a hole.
He's like, you let my ass get up here and be electrocuted for 5 minutes. You could have done this shit the whole time. Man, fuck you, Dad. But there's even some lines that they're starting to bring in and just mix them around a little bit, but they're still familiar. I mean, everybody remembers from Empire Strikes Back that whole thing where Yoda told Luke, he's like, all right, don't try to act like you too tough right now. It's okay to be
You ain't Billy Badass.
Yeah, it's all right to be scared.
I'm not afraid. You will be. You will be.
I'm scaring the fuck out of me.
Yeah, he like, shit. What
the hell is that?
Yeah, it's a scary ass puppet, man.
Kind of like, man, that was intense, man. We were just talking, man.
Why don't you just tell me what that means?
He's like, shit, how much you had to drink tonight?
Talk to your grandma. I'm not hungry. You will be. Yeah. You will be.
Yeah, man, damn. We were just talking, man. That's cool. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. Take your pants off, Luke. What? I said, yeah, of course.
He dropped like the Yoda speech pattern in that line too. None of that drumming like.
Yeah, it's like it was not like none you will. It was like no, you will be, motherfucker. You will be.
There's no charm there at all.
You will be, son.
Yeah.
You will be.
Streets of Dagobah.
You hear the same line that's brought up in here, mixed around a little bit, but essentially kind of the same.
It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
Damn, you look high as fuck right there.
Luke done seen some shit.
Now, again, not to say that that's a bad thing, but you can see why this is beginning to feel familiar and why some people be like, well, I feel like I've been there before. Also, there's the obvious. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where every one of these movies, you're going to get that obligatory Millennium Falcon chase. And they're kind of going, same shot setup almost, same flow. Not bad, but very familiar. There's also the very obvious now. I mean, not so much in the beginning of Star Wars, but once the product, the merchandising and the toys that could be sold through this franchise was there, they didn't try to hide it, and they are definitely not trying to hide it now. They put what they think is going to be one of their biggest sellers right in front of the screen. I mean, he Chewbacca looked like, man, move.
Buy me! Buy me!
That's what it's looking like. You know you want this shit. You know they know this was by this.
So you've learned now.
Oh, but no,
After I had to talk you out of buying a BB-8
Yeah, that's a good point.
week after week.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, man, you were thirsty for that little robot.
Well, Mark, you might have to talk me out of buying this shit because it's cute as fuck. Oh my God, this is adorable. And it's cheaper than a BB-8. I might have a bed full of them, man. I mean,
It's like a penguin with teeth.
Yeah, it's a pug face.
no, I like the movie stopped to give you a commercial. Coming this Christmas.
Reject Furbies.
Mutant Furbies.
And I'll be damned if it doesn't work. I ain't gonna lie, I want one. I mean,
I love this.
and everybody is falling into it too. Everybody says, "Look, man, I don't care about anything about this trailer. If nothing else, I love what they call those porgs. People, I saw the fan art they've been doing
Oh,
right
is
now.
that what the porg is?
Yeah.
The cute animal.
He's been taking over the memes on Twitter, taking over Star Trek as well as Star Wars. Taking over. Damn, they
Everything is a porg.
just took over the movie.
I like that Kylo Ren one on the upper right.
Yeah, man. People don't even give a damn about the rest of the characters. They're like, man, just give me a whole Porg movie. I don't care. And it's funny too because everybody just forgot about poor BB-8. You're like, what? Everybody was in BB-8 the couple about a year ago. Not anymore. It's all about them Porgs.
Everybody?
Yeah. Even you, Martin. You didn't want to admit it, but deep down
I
inside,
feel like it was just you.
No, it wasn't, Martin.
Everyone wanted to buy a BB-8.
I was trying to give you hints. You didn't give me one for Christmas.
Man, I actually came close several times, but I was like, I cannot drop $150 on this goddamn thing.
I would have done it for you, but you weren't interested.
You know, you would have played with it for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
And then put it away and never touched it
Exactly.
again.
It doesn't matter, man.
It kind of does.
The other thing is that, okay, I'm talking about stuff that I'm saying are obvious, that are familiar, that are repeating itself, and and again, don't want to seem like I'm complaining because I'm not. I'm just telling you why I'm not overly excited for it. But there are some things that I do like that I'm seeing here, and me and young Walter over there, we were talking about this yesterday. I like that. Now that they have CG, maybe CG is something that is really making things not as unique as they were, but they are allowing them to do more things as far as creature effects go, and they're able to inhabit the world with more creatures now. Like everybody's going crazy over this ice fox, and
I'll get you one of those.
yeah. What, really for $150?
Sure, why not?
Martin just brings me back a frozen dog. You might have to get a hairdryer and thaw him out real quick.
Found this under the bridge.
Wait till January, I get you one, just a stray frozen dog. But no, I like that they're able to show like these worlds being more inhabited now by creatures.
Sure.
You don't see too much of the wildlife in the world. And I thought that that's something that's kind of cool. Now I don't know how much this will play a role in the movie, but it's cool to see as far as world building goes. I like that there's no Death Star. Finally,
that we know.
that we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah, there might be one under construction.
Yeah, The movie's going on. We missed that one. That's peeking from behind the corner. I'll be back. As far as we know, they're not pitching another Death Star, and I'm cool with that as far as the trailer goes. I like some of what they're doing with the characters now. I really like what they've done with Finn.
Yeah.
At least again from the trailer, because Finn, I like that they're gone as far as, let's just say it, they're not making him a corny brother anymore. In the first one, yeah, got a boyfriend. I got a boyfriend.
Man,
Not
he was
now.
thirsty, dog. We all been there.
I know, but he was thirsty in that corny ass way. I'm just asking.
Hey, man, if you get a ticket to Jedi, no.
I just saw
You
you
imagine the things you could do?
saw you on Jedi Tinder. But here they actually trying to make him a badass. Like, yeah, none of that corny brother shit now,
I don't know. It looked like he got beat.
Yeah, he's captured.
You know what? That's
You ain't gonna kick my ass. Shit.
that's the funny thing about it. All that badass. I still got my ass caught.
A lightsaber. We seen him use one. Just let him have one.
He was going hard too.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh. Looking like them brothers on the couch.
It was like, well, I did only use it once before.
Yeah. Hey, but you know, and that's another throwback too, because I mean, it's some people gonna say you're reaching, but it could be another similar story arc of somebody who's being returned to someone in a very hostile environment.
That's right.
You
He
know?
is their property.
Yeah, you had Han Solo being returned to Jabba the Hutt.
Mm-hmm.
You got Finn who's being returned over to whatever the
First Order.
The First Order now. At least it looks like that. It looks like this nigga on cuffs right now.
But big up to show more Captain Phasma because she was only there for like 2 seconds in the first movie.
Yeah.
Episode 7.
It's funny because he look like I'm looking at it a little close now. He look like he about to cry. I'm about to go into the Scared Straight program for the First Order.
I ain't want to come back here.
Phasma beat me, man. Well, I'm gonna tell my mama. You know, it's a little it's something where they gave him a little more edge, and I appreciate that. I like Luke in this.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that Luke finally feels a little. Well, you know, he went from being farm boy to hardcore Jedi, and now in this, he's just kind of like just a paranoid old man. You know, and I like that. Just an old hermit on an island that's freaking out off of drugs or something. And he's and what I like about it is that, you know, whatever's happening with him is giving the movie some urgency because it's scaring the shit out of him. Plus, he knows that they cleaning house now. They're getting rid of all the original.
Yeah.
And I thought I was the last one. Here's a question. So by the end of Empire Strikes Back and all through Return of the Jedi, Luke, sure, he's got a robot hand, but it looks mostly human. Mm-hmm. What's with this completely erector set hand?
It just looks cooler, man.
He's just like, fuck it. I got no need for vanity.
Maybe the skin got burnt off. You see him coming out of a pile of rubble, like later on in the trailer.
It's less maintenance.
But I'm sure there's other places he could go to, like, hey, can you guys tune this up? You know?
Does a human hand look this cool doing this? You know, no, it does not.
You're like a Terminator.
Yeah, exactly. He probably, who wants a human hand when you can have a cool ass robot hand?
I don't know, man. I'd miss it for certain things.
Yes, exactly.
That's what the Force is for.
Yeah. There are certain characters I don't like here. I know that this is a great actor. I like Adam Driver, but I'm just not into Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren, what's up?
There's only one thing about Kylo Ren that I like, and I like it a lot, is that he throws tantrums.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about him.
I love that because
I do
everybody else
too.
is always so stoic.
Yeah.
And the fact that he just loses his shit, I was like, you know what? That's something different. That's It's something about that fatal flaw in him that I really dig.
I like that he's trying really hard to be cool, and he's so not.
Yeah.
I really like him a
That's
lot.
why I
as a
don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
like he's trying his hardest to be Darth Vader,
Exactly.
and failing.
but he's failing, and that's the thing about why I don't like him because he's just a brat.
Yeah.
like we want a bad, like fuck you, mom. You know, it's like I don't like him.
But
for
if he
that.
was-
I didn't even know those walls could break, so big ups to him.
if he was everything you say you like, then you'd be like, oh, he's just another clone of Darth Vader.
No, I don't think I'd like that. I don't think I'd feel like that. I think that with I would like to have a villain that could also make me feel like they are somebody that I could respect and fear. This guy doesn't bother me. He's just another fucking punk millennial.
But see, I felt
You're an old man.
I felt the same way you did, man. I did. When I first saw it, I felt the same exact way. I was like, all right, he's just throwing these little temper tantrums. He's being a little bitch. But then, like, after going to it again, it was like, all right, this kid has had basically the power of a bazooka since 8 years old.
Yeah.
So, like, if he goes off, you better get the hell out the way. Like,
Yeah.
you saw when those stormtroopers came in episode 7, he's like, nah, we ain't going.
Oh,
Yes.
Nah, we good.
No, that was actually funny.
Yeah, so, like,
that was.
I appreciate his tantrum.
I do like the way the trailer is playing with people. Because they're trying to tell people like, oh shit, well, yeah, you know she's gone in real life, so we had to get rid of Princess Leia. They're setting up this scene where you see Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, about to be killed. What looks like from Kylo Ren. And the director has already put out there, and everybody said, man, she's gonna make it for the whole movie. So they're trying to make you think like, oh, well, he killed his dad, going for mom next. And that's
Oh, have they said she's gonna live?
that when Carrie Fisher died. Now, I might be wrong, but when Carrie Fisher died, they were saying that they finished her shots and that she was going to be lasting through the movie.
Oh, because I was going to say, like, one of the things I really like the most about this is what appears to be the death of her and Luke. And I was like, okay, good. So they're going to finally kill off everybody from the old stuff.
Chewie's still there.
Oh,
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
but just a way to have a fresh start, clean slate. Like, yes, we had to redo these other movies. Now we can move on to do other
Yeah.
things.
Maybe that poise gonna kill Chewie.
Yeah. That'd be the new Chewie.
Now we die.
It's just that eating his carcass.
Yeah.
That pork has a bomb strapped to him.
It sucks because Chewie's actually like useful and competent and
Yeah.
smart and can shoot. What's that thing gonna do?
I know, part of ISIS.
Sell toys.
That is no. You know what? The other thing that they're doing, like I maybe they, who knows, because they're probably trying to put a lot of things out there to throw people off. I mean, no disrespect to Carrie Fisher, who tragically died earlier this year, I believe, but. This might be a whole marketing thing where they're just trying to tell people that, yeah, she lasted through the whole thing. And maybe this was in the plan the whole time to kill her. I doubt it,
I
though.
would.
I doubt that this is going to happen. No, I think it's editing at this time. And if I heard correct, she's probably going to make it. But the other thing is that this is the one that I'm pretty sure is. I mean, anybody can see this, like the whole thing of Rey possibly being drawn to the dark side by her brother Kylo.
To show me my place in all this.
I mean, if you look at it, I don't even think those take place in the same scene.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't. First of all, a lot of people say, "Oh, is she going to be evil? Maybe that's a twist," and I don't think so.
Of course she's not.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
No,
I mean, people would be like, well, shit, I didn't see that coming.
yeah. I mean, who would?
I just want to see the light side lose. If they do that, I'm like, all right, bravo.
Yeah.
You know that ain't happening.
I know, but god damn it, I can hope.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this shit. I can hope.
Looking at all this, I think about myself and talking about how Star Wars just is not the same thing to me anymore. How it's somewhat different, and if it's changed so much, then what's the lasting appeal of it? I mean, why are there new generations who find themselves into it? And I can tell you from my experience, even as a grown 46-year-old man, even with me, there's just certain things when you see or hear Star Wars, it takes you back to a very comforting place. The familiar is great sometimes. If I hear any of the sounds in Star Wars, I hear that Chewbacca roar. If I hear a lightsaber crackle, I'm 8 years old again. Those things, when you hear it, there's nothing else like that. I mean, if nothing else, the iconography of Star Wars is what sells it for a lot of people, because you feel like you're just back home in a very comforting, familiar place, even if it's your childhood when you hear it. And that's the thing that's lasted with me all these years. When I've seen Star Wars, it's just things that are just uniquely this world, and nothing's ever going to be like that. But I also have to admire Star Wars, even before it was bought by Disney. I have to admire Star Wars and the franchise just for being able to stay relevant. I mean, all these years, even when they didn't have a movie, that marketing campaign was always going.
Yeah.
There was always something out there.
TV shows, video games, comic books.
Yeah. I mean, out of all these years, they kept the mythology going by having TV shows like, they had Star Wars Rebels.
We don't call it the Ghost for nothing.
Got him!
Yeah, he's high as How many Red Bulls does he have?
That looked awful.
Yeah, it is awful.
Hey, you know what? I heard that it looks bad, but the stories are not that badly written.
I heard the stories are good, but like it looks like nonsense, but it's actually told really well.
Yeah, and and there are a lot of people who have done things with the franchise who have a lot of respect for it.
Sure.
I mean, even when you get into things like the toys. I mean, the toys are still cool. I mean, everybody wants a Millennium Falcon made out of Legos or a Death Star. It's an intricate thing to build, and you could tell they put a lot of attention to detail in it. The games keep the stories going. The marketing campaign behind Star Wars is incredible, man. I have respect for that. I have the ultimate respect for that. So, I don't want I'd close with that because I don't want anybody to think that when I talk about Star Wars it's just not the same for me. It's just because we are in a new era right now. You know, that's all. And for kids who come up and new people are exposed to this and it's great for them, then that's awesome. And I can't wait to see the movie. It's just that, you know, when I hear people asking me, man, what about Star Wars? I know you're excited for it. And I hate just saying I am, but not like you. I have to see the movie before I say anything. You know what I mean?
It's no Suicide Squad, I suppose.
No, but you know, Suicide Squad won an Academy Award, man. You know,
Suicide Squad every week.
But they did win an Academy Award.
So
that's what I told him. I said, hey,
No, every time you watch that trailer, like, man, that makeup, woo!
But have you noticed I'm pulling back now? I'm careful. I'm being careful with everything now. I'm not.
See, now you're all cautious and gun shy.
Oh yeah.
Do you like Star Wars? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I've gotten.
yeah, you know, it's okay.
Yeah. No, I've gotten my ass beat by these trailers enough, man.
That's a fair point.
No more. I've been domestically abused by these movies. I ain't going crazy for this shit no more. It's gonna be good. Oh shit, I'm sorry.
It wasn't my time to speak.
Well, the Joker, he crazy.